Hello and welcome to the module What Every Insurance Agent Needs to Know About Meeting Objections. In this module, we will cover the introduction to objections in the first place, then what are the causes of objections, what are the types of objections, we'll go into the methods of meeting objections, and then how and what should your attitude be in answering objections. In the end, I'll cover topic of handling rejection, how to handle rejection when people reject you. So let's begin. About meeting objections, there are only two topics upon which you may speak authoritatively with a free imagination and without the possibility of being controverted. You may talk of your dreams, and you may tell what you heard a parrot say. Both Morpheus and the bird are incompetent witnesses, and your listener dare not attack your description of events. The average insurance agent can remark that he or she can never launch forth into a presentation without fear of encountering some opposition, and that no sale is made without meeting objections. If there were no objections, it wasn't a sale at all, it was an order. The big question then is how to meet objections. The question of how to meet objection does not come up simply or just in the sale process. Most of the great speeches in history have been powerful answers to objections, from John F. Kennedy's The Decision to Go to the Moon speech, to Martin Luther King Jr. I Have a Dream speech that we all know about, to Ronald Reagan's Tear Down This Wall speech. All of them follow the psychological principles which the successful insurance agent, consciously or unconsciously, employs in every sale. Notice what Kennedy has done in his speech. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we are willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one which we intend to win. He has turned the problem into a boomerang against the minds that threw out those ideas of taking men to the moon. The insurance agent does this very thing when he answers the prospects, I cannot afford it, by saying, the less it seems that you can afford life insurance, the greater is your need for it. Don't you realize that you cannot afford to be without it? Of course, this is only one of several methods of meeting objections, which will be discussed later in this module. Martin Luther King Jr.'s success, like the success of any other great person who moves people's minds, was founded on a knowledge of the psychology underlying the meeting of objections. And since the psychology of objections is the same, whether against free speech, racial injustice, human ideals, or life insurance, it is possible through some knowledge of this psychology to analyze objections and to answer them by the most effective method.